From 1998 until 2019, I was a fan of the Indianapolis Colts. But this is 2020, the roaring 20s, and everything in my life has changed. One of the things that I loved about watching the Indianapolis Colts was the purity and precision of excellent quarterback play. Peyton Manning knows everything about excellent quarterback play, but it wasn't just about Peyton Manning. More often than not, he was throwing the ball to Marvin Harrison, a speedy wide receiver who stands at 6 feet and is listed at 185, only 2 inches and about 20 or 25 pounds heavier than myself. Although I grew up playing soccer, and Harrison, I always saw someone who wasn't that much taller or heavier than me, who had a way of always being open, always catching the ball, and always being in the end zone. He wasn't just speedy, but he was cool, calm, and collected as well, always slipping away from the cornerbacks or ducking away from the safeties just in time to catch the ball and then find his way out of bounds or on the turf before being hit or tackled and brought to the ground with a violence or a heaviness. I didn't play football, but if I would have wanted to play like Harrison. For me, he was the wideout, someone who didn't need to dance or put on a show after scoring a touchdown. A high five and a jog back to the sideline with a smile on his face was enough. And through the years he would do this over and over and over again, 128 times to be exact, the number of touchdowns that he had scored in his career. Sure, the Colts for years and years broke my heart when they would lose to the New England Patriots in the playoffs, but the memories that I have of the Colts on balance are good memories. Barring any delays caused by the virus, the National Football League will return this autumn, and for the first time in my adult life, I won't be tuning in. There came a moment last fall, in December, when I was watching the Colts and I realized that I couldn't do it anymore. I was 33. Most of the players were in their early 20s, maybe their mid-20s. They were beginning their lives. I wanted to begin my life. I didn't want to watch anymore. I wanted to play. Jacoby Brissett, a young black man with a gigantic heart and incredible smile, had taken over the reins of the franchise after Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning's heir apparent, had retired. Andrew Luck had a ridiculous amount of talent, but over the years the game beat the hell out of him, and at 30, he retired a decade early. He retired 3 or 4 weeks before the season began, which drew a surprise from everyone. Over his career, he separated his shoulder, suffered a lacerated kidney, and for a while had this odd thing going on with his calf and his ankle. Young men who are being paid multi-millions of dollars to play a game that they love do not retire at 30. Not the quarterbacks, not the great quarterbacks, who often play until their late 30s, sometimes into their 40s. But Andrew Luck knows something that I needed to know, and he had the courage to show it. That the real beauty and joys of life do not come through observation, and do not require battering and hammering and harming oneself for the sake of the dollar. He retired because he wanted to enjoy his life. He had married less than a year earlier, or maybe a little over a year before, and he and his wife were expecting, or had just had their first child. At 30, he knew that he wanted to experience a life filled with joy and possibility. Not just the joy and possibility of lifting the Lombardi trophy and being called a champion and cheered on by millions of people who he'd never meet, and millions of people who he didn't really know, but the joy of being a good husband and a father, and the joy that no one can take away from you, the joy that comes from owning one's truth and living one's truth and standing in one's power. This is what Curlew Quarterly means to me. This is where I am during this pause in between issues and during this indefinite break. Here is a magazine, a literary and photo journal of New York City neighborhoods which is funded by a real estate brokerage. One that very well could, scratch that, one that will create writing residencies in New York. Places where poets and writers who show particular merit will have a place to live, their own place to live in the city, without the competition for space and the burden of rents, while they craft books of poetry, novels, works of fiction and nonfiction which will deepen and strengthen not only their own hearts, but will shine a light on a way of being, and a way of living in the city that anyone who has ever dreamt of living in New York may or may not have seen otherwise. In this poem, The Wideout, I wanted to capture the precision and beauty and suspense of American football in a way that I experienced it as an observer over the almost 20 years that I watched. Like Andrew Luck, I no longer have to watch or consume the NFL, but instead, through the time that I spent as a fan, I can remember those moments where I enjoyed watching the most, and if nothing else, can channel those memories into something more simple and timeless, something like poetry, or better yet, not something like poetry, but instead, something that just is, something that's exactly what it is, poetry. The Wideout. Sometimes you have to get blitzed. The quarterback has to take a 7-step drop to give the wideout enough time to break free from the cornerback and run past the safety. The offensive linemen have to block like hell, and the running back and the fullback have to chip in. The quarterback needs all the time that he can get, and the wideout has to be fast, crazy fast. He has to be fast. In a matter of seconds, the whole play could go to shit. All it takes is one missed block. And even if the quarterback has enough time, he might miss the throw. And even if the wideout is fast enough, he might slip, he might fall down. And even if the pass is perfect, the wideout might not catch it. The ball might slip through his fingers. Or if he catches it before he's in the end zone, even if he's wide open, he could fumble everything away at the 2-yard line. But the coach has to draw up the play. And the play is not a Hail Mary. It's not a Hail Mary. It's more focused than a Hail Mary. It's strategic. It's intentional. There's a purpose to every step. Still, the defense could blitz, and the linebacker could time the snap count just right. He could be in the backfield right away, and the quarterback might not even have a chance to go through a 7-step drop. But still, he has to try. He has to try. He has to try. The quarterback has to try. The offense has to try. The whole team has to try. The quarterback has to try. If he doesn't try, the offense can only punt the ball away on 4th down so many times before the game ends. And if the game is almost over and they're still down by 6, they'll still have to get the ball into the end zone. So they dial up the long one. They have to dial up the long one, the deep pass, the heave. It's time for the heave. It's time for that, the heave, the deep pass, the long one. And the long one always requires a 7-step drop. And it doesn't matter how many times the quarterback has practiced the 7-step drop. It was only practice. Practice helps, but it's not the game. The game is the game, and there's no other moment than when the center snaps the ball and places it in the quarterback's hands so that the quarterback can take the 7-step drop, the one he's been practicing his entire life. The whole time the quarterback is taking the 7-step drop, whether he knows it or not, he's praying that the offensive linemen keep all of their blocks. The offensive linemen can miss blocks earlier in the game, but they can't miss these blocks. They can't miss these blocks. These blocks are for everything. These blocks are the difference between winning and losing, and they can't lose. They've lost often enough. They've lost for long enough. They've lost enough times before. They're not losing anymore. The wideout is fast. He's crazy fast and well-conditioned. He's crazy fast. He's fast. The wideout is fast. He's also well-conditioned. On a good day, there's 2, maybe 3 players in the whole league who are fast enough to keep up with the wideout. This is a good day, but it doesn't matter. For the first time ever in the wideout's heart, there's this complete confidence and certainty which tells him, again and again, that he's fast enough to break free from the cornerback and jet past the safety. Blue! 42! Set! Hike! There goes the wideout. Even if you blink for less than a half second, you miss him. Also, the quarterback is taking a 7-step drop and doing a pretty good job at it. Actually, he's crushing it. The quarterback is crushing it. The quarterback is dominating the 7-step drop. He's owning it. He's nimble-footed and crafty, and he has been practicing the hell out of these steps, so he knows how to make the 7-step drop sing and how to do it with perfection, and he does. The wideout is lucky because the cornerback that's covering him was out of breath when the play began. The cornerback tried jumping the wideout at the line of scrimmage, but it didn't work. The cornerback could have jammed the wideout at the line of scrimmage in the first quarter, or even the second quarter, or the third quarter, or even in the first half of the fourth quarter, but this is the last drive, and maybe the last play of the game, and the cornerback doesn't have anything left in him, so he misses the wideout at the line of scrimmage, and the wideout sprints past him. Since the wideout has sprinted past the cornerback, the wideout is open, but he's not close enough to the end zone. Also, the safety is lurking. The safety is lurking because he can see that the quarterback is taking a 7-step drop, which means that the wideout is going deep. Of course the wideout is going deep. The wideout has to go deep. The safety is lurking because he wants to bat down the long pass from the quarterback to the wideout. Here, watch, look closely. The offensive lineman, the center, the left guard and left tackle, the right guard and the right tackle, all 5 of the offensive linemen are holding their blocks and holding their blocks with perfection. It's beautiful. Even the running back and the fullback and the tight end are in the box, awaiting the linebackers who may or may not rush the quarterback on a delayed blitz. They're ready. The running back and the fullback, if there's a delayed blitz, they're ready. But the linebackers don't rush the quarterback on a delayed blitz. The quarterback can't believe how much time he has. He has so much time. The quarterback has so much time. He's finished his 7-step drop and still he has enough time to look out over the field and to wait for the wideout to get open. Not just open, but also close enough to the end zone so that the wideout can score a touchdown so that the team can win the game. Watch. Look. The quarterback is being so patient. He's pump faking to the tight end who is running a crossing route from east to west. The tight end in some ways is a viable option because the quarterback could throw it to the tight end still, which would be just enough for a first down, which would give the team just enough time for one more play. But the quarterback doesn't want one more play, nor does the wideout, nor do the offensive linemen, nor do the running back and the fullback. They want to win the game right here. They want to win the game right now. The quarterback's pump fake is a good one. It's so good that one of the linebackers bites on the quarterback's pump fake, which gives the quarterback 2 or 3 more seconds of time to sit in the pocket, which also gives the wideout 2 or 3 more seconds to get farther down the field. The wideout in this second is both open enough for the quarterback to throw him the ball without the safety intercepting or batting down the ball. Everything in this second is perfect and beautiful, and the quarterback knows it, and the wideout knows it. And through telepathy, the quarterback says, "I'm throwing you the ball now, man, you better catch it." And the wideout replies, "I know, man, I got this. Go ahead and throw me the ball. I know that I'll catch it. I've spent my whole life getting ready to catch it." The ball is in the air. It's way up there and sailing. 30 yards, 40 yards, 50 yards, 60 yards, and the safety is trying to catch up with the ball, but he can't. The safety is behind on the play. He's an all-pro safety, but he's behind on the play, and the wideout is wide open, and the crowd is standing up and not cheering but silent because they don't know what will happen next. Anything could happen next. No one knows what will happen next. The wideout could catch the ball and run into the end zone and dance, or the wideout could slip and fall, and the ball could land in the dirt. It's 4th down, so they won't have another shot unless the wideout catches the ball. The wideout has to catch 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 the ball. He has to catch the ball. The wideout. He has to catch the ball. The wideout. He has to catch the ball. The wideout. The ball. The wideout. He has to catch it. The wideout. He has to catch the ball. The wideout. The ball. The wideout. He has to. The wideout. Catch it. The wideout. He has to catch the ball. The wideout. The ball. The wideout. He has to. 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 He has to.